Oh God, more. A classic cruise ship contract. I don't know if I need to go through this. I'll just read it real quick. Or you can read it real quick. You'll read quicker than me. Why don't you read it real quick? I should have done that 30 minutes ago. Basically, you'll fly to a place. You'll get picked up or go straight into a hotel. You'll get picked up, taken to a hotel, or picked up and taken to the cruise. You get to the cruise. All the hotel flights and transfers to the ship will all be included. They'll sort all that out. You get to the cruise. You'll be met by the head of personnel or production manager or entertainment manager. They'll show you where the cabin is, and they'll give you a piece of paper that tells you your schedule for the cruise. It could be that, oh, John, you're on tonight, and you're on Friday. It could be that, oh, you're not on till the end of the cruise. Have a nice little time. It could be that, oh, you're not on for 3 days, so you can relax, but you'll get told when you're on for the first day. Unpacking is essential, I think, just for your brain, because as soon as I get into the cabin, I have to unpack everything if I'm on the cruise. Except if I'm on the cruise for a week, I don't want to be living out of my bag, so I just try and treat it like a place. Unpack everything, cases away, so you don't go mental. Plan your cruise. That's another thing I do just to stop myself going mental. As soon as I find what dates I'm performing, they go straight in my diary, and I plan around that. Like, okay, I need to get my shirts ready for this day. I need to do this. I need to practice on this day. And also on the first day, I'll contact the production manager who is in charge. He's in charge of the theatre, and I'll say, hey, what times can I practice in the theatre? And he'll give me a list of times, so then at least then I can plan my days around practicing and drinking. Introduce yourself to the cruise director as soon as you get on board, and find the other acts, because as soon as you've got that camaraderie of people, you're going to stop yourself going nuts. Day of the show. The night before the show is a school night. Stop getting drunk on school nights. Tech will normally be a few hours before the show. Again, just be fully prepared. You want to make sure you've got the cue sheets, and that the cues are really simple for the light and sound. You don't want to say like, okay, so when I'm on stage and I lift my little finger like that, that's when you play the track, because they're going to miss it. You want all of my cues for the show are super, super simple. My lighting cues are connected to my sound cues. So if the sound cue gets it, if the sound technician gets it right, the lighting person plays as soon as they hear the music. And my sound cue is music, please. So I've made it as idiot-proof as possible, and I've pointed and I've said it as well, just in case they can't hear me, or they, just in case they're looking on the screen. I've tried to make it as obvious as possible and idiot-proof, and it hasn't failed me yet. My cues used to be a little, not difficult, but just like, I don't know, it was like when I put the cup on the table type thing, and then they'd start the music. But they just wouldn't get that. So in the end, I just tried to make it more simpler and simpler and simpler, so that the idiots don't mess it up. Be at the tech early, you know that. Smash the show out of the park. Good luck. So, any questions? Yes.
I don't know why you want to, but I mean, often not funny shows. Like, it seems like a lot of comedy shows.
Oh.
I don't know why you wouldn't want it to be funny.
There's a lot not funny.
Like, what kind of
I mean, those aerialist shows sound like right whack to me.
Sorry?
Those aerialist shows sound like right whack to me. Like doing an act and then having a projector of you going, hi, I'm Liz, and I do this.
No, but they are, some of them are proper wank.
Yeah.
In your words. No, some of them are quite wank. Sounds funny coming out wank. But some of them are not. Some of them are not.
It's not wank show.
There's some really good, not funny, not wank shows.
Okay.
Like a lot of the musicians and the classical singers, and a lot of the bands are really good as well. And some of the magicians are really good. Some. Some. Yes.
Successful non-verbal circus shows, like with no talking, is that a thing?
Well, on some of the ships, so there's a show. There's a, I can't remember what line it is. It might be either P&O or Celebrity, where they have a circus show on board. They've got like their own little mini Cirque du Soleil, where they. So that, I mean, there's nothing funny about it. unless you find some of the costumes quite funny. But it's like a successful show, which is.
How about as a guest entertainer?
As guest entertainers, I think that there's been some good dance troupes which are not funny. Like,
And I suppose they don't talk either.
they don't talk. Isn't there one called Diversity? Is that one?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
that type of thing come on and just do crazy stuff, or like a stomp type show. Like there's nothing funny about it, but it's good and successful.
I guess the thing is you're going to struggle to plan out a show for 45 minutes without speaking in it. And
Yeah.
That's just a given.
Yeah.
As a solo artist, if you've got a few people, but as a solo artist, it's just
Yeah, still going? Okay. Yeah. No, you, at the end of my finger. Yeah.
Do you exactly show the same show twice, or do you slightly vary it?
Good question. I think a lot of people do show the same show. It's the same show twice in an evening. My show is kind of open for improv, though. It's the same stuff in it, but different stuff can happen. I tend to put myself in situations where I like to improvise, so I put myself in those situations where improv will happen. So those bits aren't the same, but it's the same show. There's a question there.
Yeah, do you get, or could you get much sideshow sort of performance on a cruise ship?
I'm so sorry. What did you say?
Have you seen any sort of sideshow performance on a cruise?
Sideshow performance.
So like blockhead and sword swallowing freak show stuff.
I haven't, but I think on certain lines that would definitely not be okay.
Yeah.
But on some lines, it definitely. I think it would be. Like you get a lot of the. Like in America, like they have the spring break time of year where it's just carnage.
sounds a bit much.
It is just carnage, and they would lap that up.
There's
Like, and I think on some of the ships that are more like party cruises would definitely lap that up.
There's a cruise ship for swingers as well.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's naturist cruises and all that.
Two areas that maybe you've gone into, maybe you haven't. One would be like private yachts, and the other would be like multi-stop cruises that go on for months, and whether you have enough time to travel and go to each place.
What are you asking me here?
Have you done any private yachts?
I did a show on a yacht,
Yeah.
but it's very different to this.
Yeah.
That was part of a bigger project, which I
Okay.
shouldn't go into.
And then I guess the other one was, I know you specialise in shorter trips, but if you know of people that do the longer trips, do they have time to visit each place that they stop at?
Yeah, because when you're at a port, there tends to be not much going on for the guests in the daytime at the port because they all want to go off on the land.
Yeah.
So on the time at the port, the acts tend to have time off to go and explore the land and stuff, unless there's a rehearsal or something. But most of the time, you're free to
Like a
just.
couple of days, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some cruises do overnight. So especially like in places like Rio or Amsterdam, the ship will stop overnight, so you can go out and boogie. What are you happening?
What are the most suitable on-land kind of preparation gigs you can do for it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure I know the answer.
Would it be a cabaret, but the kind of the less sexy end of a cabaret? Does that make sense in terms of?
Is there a non-sexy end of a cabaret?
Well, I was just wondering, or would you say it's trying to find like the highest end holiday resort, or would you say?
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're not fun gigs. Not good gigs. I don't know. I think definitely that there's a lot of entertainment showcases that you can go to, so I recommend them. Because it's also a good place to be seen by people that book for cruise ships. There's various showcases around. There's one called Viva. Is it Viva?
Yeah.
Viva showcase. It is in Blackpool, or what's the other one? Nope. Begins with F. Where's Shakespeare from? Stratford upon Avon. Yeah. S for ship. They're good, and there's various holiday parks around if you want to do them. There's a company that kind of does a lot of the booking for that called TED Entertainment. They do a lot of booking for that. They're not fun gigs, but it's a place where you can go on a stage and do a 45-minute show.
Would it be worth considering almost doing like a street show? Because you said that your show incorporates a lot of improv and like perhaps a bit of audience interaction. So would like formulating a street show that could then develop into a cruise ship show be like a thing?
It would. I think a street show is very different from a cruise ship show in the fact that a street show doesn't have as much content. Like in a cruise ship show, you're in a theatre, people are sat, all the focus is on you. If you're on the street, you're doing everything you can to get that focus on you, and they can wander off at any point. And there's the thing of money at the end, so you're trying to get them to build to this thing. You don't have that stress or pressure in a cruise ship show. You've got them there, and as long as they're not asleep or hungry enough to walk off, then they're going to stay. Yeah.
Is it true that there's a blanket
Oh, I love
rule?
Is It Trues. Yeah.
That there's a blanket rule that any artist that has sex with a guest instantly gets fired? because
Not
that
true.
guest-
Apparently. So I've heard. Well, no, it's. I see you've loaded me up to there. Well, I mean, if you got. Am I really going into this now? Okay, so it is. It is. You can get fired for it. Just don't do it in the theatre, or like. That's why you have cabins. Just don't get caught. But you can get fired for it. You haven't heard that from me.
As a crew entertainer on a ship, if you had sex with a member of the public, you had to bring a cake to the show meeting. As a kind of like, that I got a treat, you all have to get a treat. It's to say we weren't shouting it from the rooftops. If one of us got laid, we were just like,
You just have to bring a
you just bring a cake, kind of nods, and then it's never known.
I didn't know
But that's
that.
not for guests, that's for crew, so
That's
maybe it's
good.
a different thing.
Hello.
Did you have like any I mean, particularly with improv, do you have to really stray away from anything that's like adult themed, or does
No.
it depend from like?
Like, I don't swear in my show, but a lot of things are implied in my show. Like, I'll do jokes. I'll say things where like I got myself covered. Like I don't. Yeah, so no swearing. I don't talk about it. It's just also unnecessary. I don't think I need to. I don't need to go on stage and do a dick joke or anything like that. I just don't think. But it's not that it's. You would get told off for it. Like your show has to be family friendly, even if it's a full adult audience. It still has to be family friendly. But you don't have to like tiptoe around it. I just think it's unnecessary. You don't need to go into it. Hello.
Hi. Do you reckon you
Hi.
could sell 45 minutes of a theatre show to a cruise?
Not me, but you could.
Can you, I know you haven't touched on this, but like a solo aerialist, have you seen any 45-minute acts that are actually good?
To be honest, I haven't seen.
I feel like you need a group
Yeah.
to kind of keep them.
I haven't seen. You know what? I haven't seen. So I haven't seen a solo do 245s when it comes to aerial. But I'll tell you something I haven't seen, and I would love to see, is an ensemble piece. I've never seen like an ensemble circus piece on a cruise ship, and I don't know why. Like 3 people doing like 4 or 5 different acts. Like if 3 people did 2 or 3 acts each, and they made a 45-minute show, they would clean up, and I don't know why I haven't seen that.